All right, hey folks, here is a tutorial for adding your stories to the WordPress site. Basic tutorial going through a lot of the features that are available through our new content management system, which is pretty exciting. So first thing you'll need to do is make sure you're logged onto the newspaper server. Of course, you'll need to be on one of the Viewfinder Editor Lab computers to access the stories, the finalized photos, all of that stuff that's on the server. So you go down to the Finder icon, choose go to connect to server, and if you've already connected to server in the past, it should already be there. It's this address here. You can find it posted throughout the lab. Hit connect and you are in the server. I've made a folder for the magazine this semester. You'll look at your semester magazine issue 1. Your editor-in-chief might do different folders, that sort of thing. That's fine. I've just added a few photos in here for this tutorial that you can take a look at there. And that should be set there. Now let's actually go into the website itself. Let's go into the WordPress and learn how that works. Go to Safari or your browser and type in viewfindergv.com/wp-admin. It's going to take you to a login. You will log in with credentials that we have given you. So I reset everyone's password at the beginning of this semester, and you got a password reset email from the WordPress site. So you can look through your Grandview email for that. If you don't see that, you can choose forgot password, or if you're really having an issue, just send me a message and I'll help you out. But this is the dashboard for our sites. This company called SNO or Snow has made our site work for us, which is really exciting. And we're going to go through a few different things here. First, let's go ahead and make a staff profile for yourself. If you click on staff profiles, you'll see a list of all the different staff profiles here. There's samples and then there's mine. I'm going to go ahead and trash mine and make it again from scratch here so you can take a look. So let's add a new staff profile, make one for yourself. Before you do that, make sure you've got an image of yourself. It can be on the desktop, it doesn't have to be in the server. An image that you like of yourself. And actually, let's set this image so that it's going to be ready for the website. Because maybe the image that you have that's on your desktop is an image that was with an iPhone, and maybe it doesn't end with .jpg like this one does. Maybe it ends with like HEIC or some other combination of letters. Those kinds of images are not going to work for this. We can change them in Photo Mechanic. So if you don't have Photo Mechanic open, you can find Photo Mechanic here. And for more information about how Photo Mechanic works, you can look up our Photo Mechanic tutorial. You can go up to the search bar and type in Photo Mechanic. But you can type in find Photo Mechanic, and you can just simply drag and drop your image onto the Photo Mechanic icon. Now here is what I'm going to do. I'm going to double click on the image, and I'm going to start by cropping this image. So this image is a square, but the images that show up in the staff profile are going to be 3 wide by 2 tall, kind of like a normal image. So I click on the crop icon so I can crop the image. I'll go to settings. I'm going to constrain the crop so that it's 3 wide by 2 tall. And then I can crop the image the way I want it to look. Maybe I'll give myself a little bit of a haircut there. And that's fine. Then I can click out of the preview. I can still see that there. I'm going to go ahead and go to File and Save Photo As. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to apply the cropping because I did a crop on it. I'm going to do some scaling. I want to make sure that this is scaled so that it is no more than 1800 pixels across. And really any image that you add to our WordPress site needs to be no longer than 1800 images across or 1800 pixels tall. I'm going to set the resolution to 200 and hit save. Now I have a second image. It's on my desktop. It's cropped and it's also not going to be too large. I can, if I want to, I can adjust the metadata. So the photographers, part of their job is to add captions to every photo that they submit. You can find those captions in Photo Mechanic just by clicking the eye and see the icon, see the caption right here. This is a caption that I put on this for whenever this picture got taken. I will just change the caption to Casey McGinnis in Des Moines or something, just to have a basic caption on it. It's not an AP style caption. Don't sue me. Hit OK, and then I can close out of that, so that's ready to go. Let's do add staff profile. going to punch in my name. I can do a quick bio. Casey McInnes is the advisor for Viewfinder Media. He is a professor of practice at Grandview University. 2 sentences is fine. My staff position is advisor. You can put in whatever your staff position is. And I'm going to do my staff bio. This is like a shorter version of what's here. Casey McInnes is the advisor for Viewfinder Media. And then let's add a profile image. I can select a profile image. Now I've already uploaded mine in the past, but let's just go ahead and choose upload files. I can select a file. And this one is coming from my desktop. I can actually just drag and drop it. I can just take this guy here and drag and drop it on there. And the cool thing is that that caption that you did in Photo Mechanic, it carries over into WordPress. That's the case for all those captions. I can set featured image, and now that is my profile. Now I can, if I want to, I can save this draft. I'm going to go ahead and hit preview because I want to see what it looks like. And this is what my staff profile looks like. Casey McInnes, advisor, a little bit of information. I'm going to go ahead and add an email address. You can also add links to all of your different profiles for all the social media sites. I can hit save draft. Now, I'm also going to do my years that I've been on staff. Now, if you are an editor-in-chief, a managing editor, social media editor, or the chief photo editor, you will be able to hit a publish icon right here. If you are a contributing or an assignment editor or a different editor role that's not one of those, you will actually hit a link here that will be to send to one of the other editors. So some of the editorial staff can publish stories, others can submit them to the editor to publish after they do some review. I can publish this one, so I'll go ahead and hit publish. What this is also going to do is it's going to add a link every time that there's a story by me that we publish. It's going to add a link to all of the stories that I published. You can also rebuild the byline link, so this isn't working, and that will rebuild the links for that staff member. All right, that is your staff profile. So just a 1 or 2 sentence staff profile, the things you're involved in, simple SVO sentences with your profile image cropped the way it should be. And now let's talk about adding a story. Let's do it. Let's go to stories. And let's go ahead and add a brand new story from scratch. I'm going to show you all the different story features that we have with the new website format. I'll click on Add Story, and I'm just going to call this story Test Story. And then the secondary headline, or the deck, is a really good thing to have. It's a secondary explanation. I'm going to say Viewfinder Media has a beautiful new website. Is the deck, I guess. For the writer's name, I'll go ahead and punch my name in there. The writer's job title, I'll go ahead and punch in advisor, whatever your title is. Let's go ahead and start adding some content here. I'm going to start by just throwing in, I've got some lorem ipsum text here. Just some random text. And then let's go ahead and start adding, we'll start with adding images. So you're probably not going to add an image at the very top. For images that are at the very top, you're going to use the featured image feature over here. So let's say an image after at least the first paragraph. I'm just going to hit enter, so there's a space there. And I'm going to do inline photos. So for photos, if I just have like a photo I want to throw in there, I can find a photo in my media library and add that there. Now, if you don't have any photos for your story in the media library yet, that's where you go to our server. So let's go to our server. Oh, looks like I came out of the server, so let's connect to that again. There we go. Got a bunch of photos here that I added. So if I want to add a photo from a story, let's say that you have a story that doesn't have any photos that are in WordPress yet, we need to move them from the server onto WordPress. Now the photos that are going to be in your folder for your issue are going to be like the final edited photos with the complete captions that the photographers have given you. They took more photos than the ones that go in here, and if you need to see more photos, you can ask them for their full take. I've already added these photos, but I'll show you how it works. If I want to add photos, I can do add inline photos. And instead of media library, I can choose upload photos. And when I drag and drop a photo in here, it will add that cool photo. And that photo has a caption. This is a basic caption. It doesn't have all the information yet, but I can give the names and everything like that. It has the photographer. It has the picture obviously there. I have a few other things I can do here for an image. I can make it center, left, or no aligned. I can have it linked somewhere or not. I can have it linked to a media file, an attachment page, a URL to like another web page, and I can choose different sizes. Full size is the largest. Let's see how that looks. And it's going to show it right there. I think I accidentally did 2 images. So if we just have this one image, let's see how that looks in a preview. There we go. Okay, but we're not quite done yet. So let's do a few more things. How about in the next paragraph down, instead of adding just one photo, let's make a gallery. So I can do, instead of adding just one photo, I can go to create gallery. I have a few items here. Let's do a media library here. I think I can do create gallery. It should show me more. Let's clear my selections here. There we go. It's just showing me all the images. For some reason, it was only showing me that one image. If I want to make a gallery, I'm going to uncheck these, but I am going to add these images. Just adding some random images, just to show you kind of what a gallery looks like. Okay, so those are the images I'm adding. They were all images that are relevant for the story. I can create a new gallery. Then I can rearrange the images how I want them to be rearranged. This columns thing is not a big deal. We're going to link to an attachment page. The columns won't really matter for the way that the story, you can do like, this is kind of how big the photos will be. Just keep it at 3. You can try a few different things if you want to. Choose insert gallery. And now there's a gallery here, but this is how it looks in the draft, but let's actually see how it looks when we preview it. So this is the new way that galleries look. It is actually going to send me to an attachment page. When I see a gallery, I can click on it, and I can go through all the photos with the captions, nice and large with a black background, just a much better way to present those photos. So that's how we do a gallery. Let's now look at, that's pretty much what you're going to do for a simple photo, simple gallery. Let's look at some other options though for our snow elements here. So I'll go to snow story element. We have a few other options that you can do. So let's say that I have some related stories that I want to link to. I can do related stories as my title, and I can search for stories. I'm just going to search for Grandview. And I'm just adding, I can add a maximum of 4 related stories. I can do different alignments, align right, align left, center, and insert this. Now it just shows up as a bunch of code here, so it doesn't look like anything until you preview it. And here's a nice little sidebar with these related stories, which is pretty cool, pretty useful. So definitely keep that in mind. To make this go away, I can just highlight that and delete it. Let's see some other snow story elements. I've got galleries. So snow has its own way of doing galleries, and that's fine too. It's very similar to the way that the kind of default way of doing galleries. So let's just throw those in there. Oh, I think you do one image at a time. I can move these around and insert. It does the same thing as just doing the image gallery that we already did. So just be another gallery there. I'll go ahead and delete that second gallery. Other elements we can add. We can do a pull quote. So if you have a cool quote from someone, I'll just do First Amendment as my go-to pull quote. Law respecting an establishment, religion, etc., etc. I'm not going to write out the whole thing. Click Insert. Let's see how that looks. Let's see how that pull quote looks. And that's what a pull quote can look like. You can change the color, you can change the border, all of those options are in there. And I think like definitely throwing this stuff in there. What we don't want the viewer to look at when they're looking at the story is just a block of text the whole way down. Whatever we can do to break that up is really useful. By the way, at the bottom, you can see the contributor right here. And if I click on that, it's going to take me to my page with all my other stuff, photos and things like that that I've done. Pretty neat. Okay. We've added the story element. We also have other ones here, story collections, which is similar to related stories, text box for video embeds. If you want to embed a YouTube video, I'll show you how to do that. So let's say I want to embed a YouTube video from our Viewfinder media page. I'll go there. Let's just go ahead and embed this one. So to embed this video, I click on the share link. I go to embed, click copy. Then I just paste that right here, Command V. The video credit, I will go ahead and pop that in there too. Gloria Hackett made that video. I can give a caption for the video or not, insert that. And again, it's just going to look like a bunch of code, but let's see what it looks like in the preview. And there it is, that video embed right there. Very fun. So we've added a lot of things to this story. It's a little bit busy. Let's do a few more things here. We need to add a, maybe Rayanne doesn't appreciate this, this element being there the whole time. Let's go ahead and use the, oh, this is funny. This is a good little note here. Let's go ahead and add a featured image. So each story is going to have a featured image. You can set it so it doesn't display the feature image, but most of the time it'll have a feature image. So we'll set featured image. It's going to be one of the images from, we can load more to see all of them. Let's make this the featured image. Typically the feature image is actually going to need to be a horizontal image, so maybe we'll make it this one. I can edit it or update it. I'll just set that as the feature image. And then let's see how that looks in a preview. So there's the feature image now. It's going to show up right under the byline, and then the headline goes here. So make sure that feature image is there. That's also what's going to show up when you're looking at the previews for the story. It's going to be the thumbnail for that story. Okay, next, let's a couple other options. There's a couple other ways that we can actually view the story. If I do this option for immersive photo, let's see what that looks like. It's kind of cool. I'm going to hit preview. This is going to take that featured image and with a caption, and then when I scroll down, then I see my test story. This is a really fun way to do the stories. It's a much cleaner way to, much cleaner look, right? And I can use that to have that featured image right there, which is pretty cool. I can also do a half photo, but for that I'm going to want to use a different kind of photo. I want to use a vertical photo instead of a horizontal. So I'll pick a vertical photo and then do immersive half photo, and let's see how that looks. That's going to do it this way. So my headline and my byline show up here, and then the text of the story shows up here. Use this as much as you want. It's such a cool feature, and it makes the stories look so clean. So full width is our regular immersive photo, immersive half photo. Now under immersive, you also have the option to do long form format. What this does is this adds different segments here to the story. So there'll be like little breaks here. So to add a story segment, I'll show what this looks like. So this is a like chapter of the stories, basically. So chapter 1 is what I throw in there. I add a segment image. Let's make it this guy. Then I can add an alternate image for mobile, so like a vertical image for mobile. I can do a video or embed code if I want, and that's how that's going to look visually. This is my where I type in my text. I'll just throw in my lorem ipsum once more. And I can do a segment byline, like if it's by a different person, I can change the background and things like that. But this is going to be a segment, and let's add a second segment here. This one will be chapter 2. This one maybe I'll do an embed code. We'll go back to Viewfinder Media. let's do an embed code again.
Last summer.
And throw that out there. Copy that. So I can do an embed code instead, and just paste that in there. And I'll also do the lorem ipsum here, just to have that. And let's see what that's going to look like now. So now it's like a long form immersive photo story. I'm going to change the, I'll make it an immersive half photo so I can still use that vertical photo. And let's see what that's going to look like. So now it's a longer form story with multiple chapters. Here's the text for that. If it were longer text, I'd be able to just scroll through and see all of this. And I also have my caption for my photo there. Then I go to my my video embed, and then my more text here. It's a really fun way to do a longer form story. So definitely something to play around with. I'm gonna go back to full width. I still have my regular kind of layout for this. I'll do it as an immersive half photo since I have a vertical photo there. That's pretty much all of the elements that you need to know to make the story. A couple more things though. I can do a video embed if I want there to be for the story to have a featured video instead. So I'm going to remove the video that I had in here before. Actually, I'll just do a video embed. I'll show you what this does. It can go above the story. This will have a video start at the beginning of the story after this part here. So that's kind of neat. I'll go ahead and remove that. So it's just the photo. A couple other things that I can do. I can customize my header and footer, my story design. We can skip that for now. Every story that you work on for the website is going to have a category. Centerpiece is the one that's going to be the center of the website. So it's going to be the main thing you see when you go to the website. Right now, the centerpiece for the website is this story about Miss Kitty's bar. If you want to add a new centerpiece, you can do that, and you can actually, there are multiple centerpieces you can do. I think maybe there's a limit, maybe it's 3 or so. So you can make one a centerpiece. It's the main thing someone will see. We have features, news, opinion, reviews, sports, podcast, and videos. Each story should have just one category or two if it's a centerpiece. You can also add tags, but you don't need to. And then if you are an editor with publishing privileges, you can hit publish and it's ready to go. Otherwise, you'll hit a button here that's going to be to send to the editor. I'm going to save this draft. You're welcome to go into this and treat it like a sandbox if you want to. To see all the stories, you just click on Stories. You can see a whole list of all the different kinds of stories. You can search by the byline or that sort of thing to find those things. So we're still working out a few things, but this is roughly how the WordPress site works. I hope you have fun with it. I hope you mess around with lots of different story designs. You'll have lots of elements to work with, and if you have questions, you can ask me about it. But good luck, have fun.